Most people know of the story of Hanukkah. Oil that was meant to last for only one day lit up the menorah for 8 days. That a small group of Jewish Maccabees defeated the entire Greek-Assyrian Empire. But what was that battle really all about?
By the time Alexander the Great died at the age of 32, he'd conquered the entire ancient world. And his empire reached from Greece to Egypt and all the way to India.
Now, what was so unique about the Greeks was not their military imperialism, but the unparalleled value and resources they invested in cultural imperialism.
In order to spread their philosophy, which was known then as Hellenization, they attempted first always to take over religious worship, and through that to spread their religious philosophy to the civilians.
Hellenism elevates the human being, the human body above all else. This worldview powerfully influenced every element of Greek culture, from their language and literature to their art and philosophy.
So central was their sanctification of the human body that they viewed their gymnasiums as temples.
Hellenism did not only clash with Jewish values, but it was the antithesis and complete opposite of everything Judaism held sacred.
Anything that would take away from the glory of man, such as Brit Milah, circumcision, was completely forbidden. And the culture of the Jews, which was Torah culture, also forbidden. Shabbat, an overt expression of the celebration of God and God's creation, was forbidden as well.
The Jewish people believed that man was created in the image of God, not that God was created in the image of man as the Greeks did.
We place God at our center, so we could both believe and espouse music and art. The question is, what is the focus going to be? Is it going to be directed to God, or is it going to be directed to man?
The Jewish world was an imperfect one, and the Jewish mission was tikkun olam, to rectify the world by infusing it with spirituality, respect for life, peace, justice, and care for the weak and poor and helpless.
And that combination creates a nation that has lasted forever.
As Hellenism spread rampantly throughout the Middle East, there was a small but unyielding pocket of resistance in the land of Israel. For the first time, the stakes had been raised. It was not only the Jewish body under attack, but the Jewish soul. It was not only the Jewish people being threatened, but Judaism itself. The Jews went to great lengths to keep their culture and beliefs alive.
Jews who did not want to give up their heritage understood that they had to sacrifice everything for the sake of keeping the mitzvot.
They walked into their homes and looked at their families, looked at their children, and knew that this is something they wanted the future to have.
Eventually, under impossible oppression, a revolt broke out. A grassroots movement brought all the people who believed in Jewish values together to battle for freedom. Led by a group of priests, the Maccabees were born. They were up against insurmountable odds.
The odds of the Maccabees winning against the Greeks was really nil. In addition to the tremendous Greek forces, the Greek army was very organized, whereas these Hasmoneans, which were basically a priestly family, and had no chances winning against trained soldiers. And yet they're able to reestablish both religious autonomy in the temple and political autonomy and sovereignty in the land of Israel. This is a sign of the power of God. Lo b'chayil v'lo b'koach ki im beruchi amar Hashem tzvaot.
Hanukkah is all about night. All other holidays deal with the day. The one holiday dealing with night is Hanukkah. The night is the symbol of challenge. And we as a nation, we see the challenge and we embrace it. We have no fear.
When we make the blessing on the Hanukkah candles, we thank God who performed miracles for our fathers in those days, at this time, our time. Today we're reliving the miracle of Hanukkah. As Israel, a small and vastly outnumbered Jewish state, is under attack.
The people of Israel are able to succeed because of our aid from God. It's not a matter of your political might, nor of your military strength, but the menorah, which symbolizes light, comes to represent the Shekhinah, the help of God that resides with us. This sign of this golden menorah with the olive branches or olive trees at its side were chosen to represent the sign of the Knesset, of the reestablishment of government in the lands of Israel.
As the national embodiment of the Jewish people and Jewish values, Israel represents a light of freedom, liberty, truth, equality, and life. And while the exponentially larger enemies converge upon us, one may think there's no hope, that this small flickering light, that the Jewish flame will soon be extinguished. But during the darkest time of the year, we light the Hanukkah candles to remember that the truth and values we brought to the world at Mount Sinai will endure forever, and that every person who loves Israel and stands with Israel is a modern-day Maccabee. And just as God performed magnificent miracles before the eyes of the world through the Maccabees in those days, God is performing even greater miracles through the Maccabees at this time. Because here in the land of Israel, we never forget that just one candle can illuminate the entire world.
Shalom, I'm Ari Abramowitz speaking to you from the old city of Jerusalem. Jeremy and I, along with our entire team at thelandofisrael.com, have been pouring our hearts and souls into sharing the truth and beauty of Israel with the entire world. Now more than ever, as lies, distortions, and propaganda are plaguing our small Jewish state, it's critical that a voice of truth illuminates the darkness. Please partner with us in sharing the truth and beauty of Israel with the world.
כל העולם כולו גשר